Why RISD? There are many reasons for it, but one of the strongest reasons is Nature Lab, the platform. You learn wisdom out of nature by deep observation and also process of nature and ultimate evolution of nature. It is very, very important for Hyundai and the RISD collaboration. We learn the wisdom of nature, and this is not a short-term project. This is a long-term partnership, a benefit to both organization and for us, obviously, also contributing to the future talent, which is very, very exciting.
Through that partnership, we bring in the students who benefit at every step of the way from the kinds of experimentations that are occurring. So why does biomimicry matter? They learn that at every level of what it is that they're doing, and then they see a direct impact. They can really see how, for example, the way through which the scale of an insect functions can in fact translate to more effective mobility. That's incredible, and you have this partner who is supporting us in doing so, and we are supporting them in those inquiries, and we are all looking at nature as an amazing and boundless source of knowledge.
I think here at RISD, we have a great opportunity to really refine the biomimicry pedagogy, the biomimicry teaching, as it applies to art and design. So, it's not enough to just kind of end with this paper that you've published where you've, identified some interesting new finding. The next step is how do we apply it? And I think the students and the faculty we have here are, world leaders in how that could look out in the real world. And Hyundai Motor Group is opening a door saying, here's what that might look like. Here's what that might look like in the field of mobility. And here's how it could realistically happen in the next 10 to 15 years.
So I guess the overall premise of my project is safety and minimizing impact force during frontal collisions. I was really inspired by turtle shells. They just have a really two really cool strategies within the turtle shell, which is they have a gradient, which you can actually see in this 3D print here. And this kind of top layer actually allows it to absorb any force. So normally the specific turtle I'm studying, the red-eared cider, their number one predator is a crocodile or an alligator trying to break their shell and eat them.
If we can learn from nature and emulate nature to do that elegantly and regeneratively, yes, we're learning technical advantages from the natural world, but doing it well, doing it in terms of the materials and the systems is where it's really exciting to me, and that's where it tips over from gaining just a technical advantage to doing something that is actually regenerative for the planet at a time when we all really need to be focusing on those kinds of outcomes.
I started with wanting to create things that are self-cleaning because, again, back home, there's a lot of dust everywhere. And I did want to work in ways that we can create things that don't need chemicals to always clean.
I think a lot of our students come in on the first day with a bit of an understanding of the design process as it's traditionally done. And they also come in the door with a bit of an understanding of the scientific process and how it's traditionally done. And when they leave, I think they have an understanding that those two processes are not that different. And when you are doing biomimicry design or biodesign research, you actually are working in both of those pathways simultaneously.
The students are very brave. They can be intimidated by the idea of taking on a project for a full year. They are embarking in processes and skills that are completely new to them, that they may not have background in. And they just take it on fearlessly. They're learning new ways of imaging, they're learning new ways of collecting data, they're learning new forms of analysis for the prototypes that they're building, and they're incredibly explorative.
So my final, module or product is going to be just an algae tank that goes on windows, a universal algae growth system that you could put on the window of any vehicle. So when I'm out of RISD, I'm hoping to work with engineers and be the designer in the room with engineers. So this has been like a helpful step towards, you're an industrial designer, they have the engineering background. How might you guys solve problems together?
It is very important in terms of legacy. What you're doing great is fantastic, but what you're going to hand over to next generation, for me, even more important. So I'm definitely looking for another long-term collaboration to create a future leader based upon sustainability, wisdom of nature. So it will be a very important mission for us.